Good morning, America. This is Dr. Churi from the Arid Zone with another interesting video. So thank you, all of you, for listening to this new broadcast here, because there is quite a lot of interesting things coming your way. The title is Jacob Anthony Chansley, Reptilius infected QAnon Shaman. So is this video is all about the Neptunians and drugs. Who has not done drugs in this lifetime? Legally or illegally, you cannot avoid those chemicals. In my case, willingly, never, ever would I do drugs, but it did happen. How? First time, when I was a recording artist, I was running all over the place, singing, playing guitar. And one night I was playing drums, and next to me, the bass player, an Indian guy, tall, long hair, big beard, hippie in my days. Anyway, he was next to me and I was playing drum and I was going like, pa, 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 pa. Yeah. And I was, oh my God. And all of a sudden, out of my mouth, like millions of stars of different colors was popping out of my mouth. But what the hell's going on? Wow. And then everything started to turn gold. I said, holy goosey, what's wrong with me? Then I went outside, took a breath of fresh air, and I had the freaking tree giving me reverences. And I had roses and colors. I was in a different world. I said, what the hell? Then I came back in and there was this big Indian guy smoking opium. He says, so did you feel something? This son of a gun, he was just above me and he was like blowing his smoke. Of course, he got me. And then that day, I knew that when he asked me, do you want to puff? If I said yes, I'll be dead today, because there is no explaining the euphoria, the nirvanic experience. It was absolutely out of this world. I was in paradise. So I do understand sometimes how those hallucinogens gets to your head. And I understand also why people get hooked and literally die, because they can get enough of this beautiful deceiving world of Neptune. So if you don't know what is a Neptunian, you have a lot of opportunity in this newsletter to click on the link. What is a Neptunians? Neptunians are religious fanatics, gurus, priests, deceptive people. Of course, we're talking about this guy. We're also talking about people that use and handle drugs. Neptune rules anything and everything to do with poisoning. Remember, Neptune rules Pisces. You have the positive fish that swims upstream towards God's cosmic designs. Einstein, Michelangelo, George Washington, Dr. Curie, where are the fish swimming upstreams? And then you have the negative fish, that's Osama bin Laden, this leader, this religious leader, this fanatic. Who else? Who swims downstream? Joel Osteen, this crazy lunatic in these mega churches, poisoning people. Remember, religions were created by the Reptilius to produce chaos. So that is my first experience. A second one, I was with my good friend Owen, and he was making oil, and I never agree with him, doing drugs or doing pot or whatever it is. But you know what? Who doesn't do it? I mean, he's a Vietnam vet, so the hell he went through is understandable why he would do that. But anyway. And he had some of this stuff which I have never seen before. And he put it there and he said, do you want to test it? I said, you know what? Not exactly. He said, well, just try, see what happened. So I said, oh, what this little black thing is going to do to me. So I'm going to make him happy. So again, I went there and I just like this. And he looked at me and says, Louis, you're going to sleep very good. I said, what are you talking about? He didn't tell me what he gave me, but he says, if I were you, I would go home now. I live only like 4 or 5 miles away from him. So I drove back home And as soon as I park my car and I get inside of the house, I start to feel like, what the hell is going on with me? I felt weird, man, weird. And I don't like the feeling of not being in control of my mind or my body. And when I was saying something to my wife, I could not remember what I was saying as soon as I said it. And I felt this euphoria, this negative energy. And I said to my wife, look, I tell you what, let's go out, let's walk, let me get some fresh air because I'm not really comfortable. She said, what did you do? What did you do? I said, you know what? I took that thing that I didn't know what it was that Owen is making. And then it was super concentrated. It's the oil, oil. And man, because I don't take that shit, excuse my French, I'm very, very vulnerable, I'm very sensitive to it, especially being a Pisces. Anyway, I walk, and then I told her, you know what? My heart is racing at 300 miles per hour. I'm sweating. I'm just being comfortable. My system, which is very clean and very pure, just trying to get rid of that shit out of my body. So, but I was tripping big time. And then I said, look, I tell you what, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to go. I didn't want to fall asleep because I did not know what was going to happen to me. So I fought the poison literally that was going through my veins, the angels of Satan running through my veins, put it this way. This is a song that I wrote called The Drogies. So basically, after a while, I said to my wife, look, I'm going to sit here on the sofa. I can't stay awake anymore. So just please watch me, okay? Because I didn't know what the experience was going to be. I had no idea. I was scared like hell. And then I said to her, just watch my heart. If it stopped, just call 911 to tell you how incredibly negative that experience was for me. And then, of course, I fell asleep. The next day I woke up very late. I didn't work for a couple of days because I was all messed up. So this is what Neptune does, the Lord of the Sea, the Lord of poisoning. Neptune rules the Middle East, okay? So Middle Eastern people are into the world of Pisces. So they are in their tank. They are in their, they're like fish in a bowl, okay? So that's why the Middle Eastern people have a problem relating with the West, because they are into their religion. And for your information, the deadliest, youngest religions were born in the Middle East. The Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims were born there, so to speak. It's into that area, Neptune, in the Middle East. And then that's why they speak under the water. It's a watery energy. Neptune is the water. And they poison the world with oil for years. And then they also poison the world with their religion, which were, of course, stimulated by the Reptilius. I'm sure you heard of this three kings, three wise men following the stars. Well, unless you they made a turbocharged camel 2,000 years ago. You cannot follow a star unless it's plotted in a map. So those three kings, those three wise men, they were astrologers. They knew that a very specific set of stars were going to make a human being unique, very special, okay? And that was, of course, the new age of Pisces 2,000 years ago, because the age of Pisces is dying. We are moving into the age of Aquarius currently. So what happened is those three kings were following that star. That star was a spaceship. It was a Draconis ship. It led them onto the birth of Christ. And the next thing you know, it goes Mary, the Virgin Mary, having no sex, but there goes baby Jesus. Artificial insemination induced by the Draconis, promoting that leader of the age of Pisces. Now, was it the Reptilius or was it the Draconis? That is where the question is. It has to be who you are. If you're a religious person, you're going to think it's the good guy who did that. But I personally think it's the Reptilius. This Reptilius ship who did all that to induce and create all this confusion, all this separatism that has killed all these people in the Middle East since forever. However, this doesn't take away the reality of Jesus' initial cosmic ministry. That's why I'm wondering, is it the Draconis or is it the Reptilius? It was, I guess, an energy of both, because the Draconis wanted Jesus to introduce humanity to our Father in the heavens through the 12 apostles, which is also the 12 signs of the zodiac, which is the 12 hours of the day, the 12 months of the year, the 12 sins, the 12 jury, the 12 tribe of Israel. So you're talking about a very, very Neptunian part of the world. Each country in the world is controlled by the stars. France and Italy, we are nations of lovers, nations of artists. It even affects our language. Oh, mais vous êtes bien gentil, madame, je vous aime beaucoup. Quite a lot of different than the Arabic, which under the water. Okay, and all the German are controlled by Mars, the Lord of War. And then you can see, for example, when Hitler was saying, Deutschland, I mean, the German language is very army-like. So you can see that those planets are affecting the world and they're affecting you 150%. Yet this terrific, wonderful cosmic wisdom has been cast aside away from humanity. And the result, you see, it's lawless everywhere, chaos, death, drama, a complete disorder, because God's cosmic rules were cast aside, such as a pseudoscience, something you ridicule or something you fear if you're a religious fanatic. All right, so let me, this newsletter is pretty much dedicated to this guy who, wore the horns out there. So this guy is called Jack Angeli. So you're going to see his picture. This newsletter is critical for you to read because there is a hell of a lot of information that's going to help you to raise you on a cosmic consciousness. Now, if you watch my latest YouTube video, SOS to the World 1721, that I posted on the 2nd of January, the sad reality is that I did much better than the entire Secret Service combined together by fully warning all my subscribers of the horrible drama we all witnessed on January the 6th in the Washington Capitol invasion, a day, of course, that America will live in infamy forever, like what happened in Pearl Harbor. Indeed, the promised ugly dance of evil that had been warning you for many, many months is now started. Okay, now, I got some feedback from this guy. Thousands of people are watching my videos, and I'm a little bit sad because only one guy says, hey, wow, Dr. Thierry, you rightly made the right prediction of what happened on the 6th. And your astrological report was the most accurate of all the one done by other astrology prophets or wannabe or whatsoever. So basically, I'm working my butt off for you guys. So anytime I get a beautiful email, and God knows I got plenty, it's wonderful. But when I got someone who's like this guy, okay, that is actually confirming my prediction, that's what makes me feel good. Put it this way. It's not boosting my ego, but he makes me aware of the reality of my work and stimulate me to work even harder for you. And it's free. So all the people who give me the thumb down and said, my God, friend, what did you do for the world today? Did you spend hours like I did writing, okay, servicing the world and making video? What did you do for the world? You go to my videos and you put some dropping. Is all that you have to offer humanity? Well, these people are infected. As simple as that. They cannot help themselves to be negative because they are part of the darkness and the Reptilius agenda. Now, the problem is lots of misinformed, misled, and brainwashed conspiracy head out there are completely unconscious, and they are slaving for the Reptilius, which are still working hard behind the scenery to bring more chaos, more insecurity, more trouble, and of course, more death. Okay, around the 22nd, that is the date that I gave you for my upcoming Plutonic window. So you're prepared. Today we are the 16th. I give you the date of the 22nd. The inauguration is the day before. So we're going to have some fun. Dance of Evil is there. So be prepared. Okay. I won the world in my vision back on January the 9th. That's January the 9th, 2021. And I prepared all of you for Trump's second impeachment. Okay, in that video, you're going to see me telling you Trump is a duo. You like it or not, you know it or not, everything has to happen twice in his life. And that's why, of course, he was impeached twice. It was an easy prediction, don't get me wrong, but it was well before the result came out. All right, so let's talk about this guy, Jack Angeli. Jack Angeli? I don't know what is really angelic about this scary, evil picture that I post in my newsletter. Okay, just go and look at these pictures and you're going to see a reflection of the Reptilius in all its splendor. Now, be sure, reader, there is no chance in trillions of years to change a poison or unhealthy mind because the critical thinking has gone in smoke. Okay, now, again, if you do not see the dark energy force in full action reflected in the picture in that newsletter, there is absolutely nothing you will ever learn from me. So again, go and watch TikTok. Now, weed and hallucinogens is not good for your heart and your brain. That's what I said, and what the scientific study says. But again, there is so many variation here. Those people who are born Neptunian and love it, they can escape it, they love it, they have an addictive personality. It's part of their UCI, or unique celestial identity, to demand that nirvanic high plane, something that happened to me twice by accident. Now, Jacob Anthony Chansley is obviously Reptilius infected. That's due to the very large volume of many, many drugs that he has ingested over the years, okay? And again, nobody with a clear mind will deny the forces of darkness that owns this guy's body, mind, and soul, okay? The reason to ingest drugs are limitless, often because of physical and mental trauma. We could mention PTSD, for example. But while drugs are a part of the human experience and really badly needed for some patients, there is no way you're going to be able to avoid them. It is impossible. Okay. Now, don't throw the water with the baby. Drugs are good, because if I didn't get my injection on my arm, me and my family, because of a serious disease that my dad died from, we all be dead now. Okay, so understand your limitation and understand how much and how far you can go in trusting science. Something that is proven is real, and something that is real is helpful. All right, now, some of those drugs are very efficient, just mentioned it, okay? And they do save lives, and others simply very detrimental to the extreme. And with it, an easy Reptilius infestation, a lot of depression, panic attack, dementia, and of course, as always, ending up with suicide. That's why the endless chain of suicide will never stop, because a lot of people do not know that they can only regenerate with the location of Pluto that rules very specific affairs in their astrological chart. But they are not cosmic conscious. They know nothing, including the educated idiots who think astrology is a pseudoscience. All right, now, but willingly seeking drugs is not an accident, especially, as I said again, if your karmic UCI is loaded with Neptune, or if you're born a Neptunian. Again, if you want to know what is a Neptunian, okay, just click on the link. It's live. Educate yourself. Remember, knowledge is power. Ignorance is evil, my friend. Unless you are fully aware of the location of Neptune by house and sign, okay, and its powerful nirvanic effect in your chart, you may become like an oblivious Jacob Anthony Chansley, a very easy target of the Reptilius in the middle of a predicted dance of evil. All right. I never ingested drugs willingly, I told you earlier, okay? But those two experiences that I went through act as a safeguard for me to stay clear from this. You cannot expect me to get high and make predictions. Or if you want to see that, you have to go to this crazy lunatic and watch his videos, okay? You got to use logic. A pure, clean body, mind, and soul will give you pure, clear, beautiful, realistic prediction in a real, solid, physical world. Simple as that. Use logic. Not enough. Now, not many people watching my videos are related to Einstein. Okay. So a lot of morons out there. Now, remember also that drugs and suicide go hand in hand. Okay. And it's a very critical topic that many of you will enjoy and learn a few things about in the process. Okay, so read it, please. Go, when you're done listening to me, go and read the newsletter, because you may be a visible, which means when you read, you learn better. And when you listen, you don't hear too well when you watch. Okay, that's why a lot of people on some of my movies on Amazon Prime says, "Oh, I don't understand his French and this and that," because they are not freaking audible; they are visual, or vice versa. All right, not a bunch of morons out there. These are the people I'm trying to educate on the highest secrets of what it means to be human in the cosmic code jurisdictions. Oh my gosh, their brain is not set to digest such advanced spiritual materials. All right, now Jacob Anthony Chansley is without doubt not only insane and undeniably Reptilius infected, but is also very dangerous for anyone that would follow his madness. And he's not the only one. You heard of Reverend Jones. Remember Neptune poison? Neptune was exotic place in Ireland. He brought all these people in Guam over there. Okay, he poisoned them with religion, and then he poisoned them with Kool-Aid, and he killed every one of them. Okay, the same with David Koresh. Oh, we're all going to end up in fire and in flame. That's the teaching of Jesus. Okay, Reptilius infected. They all end up dying in the fire of hell, because those idiots are not aware that the future is nothing else than a reincarnation of the thought, and like attract like, and together they create their reality. Man, humanity has some serious mental gymnastics to do to understand the power they were born with. You know, when I tell you were made in the image of God, and you God and Goddess in this dense physical world making up your reality, this is not a joke. It's real. You create your reality, so be careful who you ally with. Stay with the light. Stay with the smart people. Stay away from drugs. Stay away from chemicals. If you had to take them and you want to be knocked out because you don't want to feel the pain in your teeth, or you're going to do surgery on you, hell yes, I would take drugs. Understand your limits. All right. Recreational drugs, go fishing. It's healthier, as far as I'm concerned. All right. From the internet explodes. Okay. Why would the president listen to Lindell, my pillow guy, which is another Neptunian, and he's also a far-right conspiracy theorist, and he's a religious extremist. Okay. And then they say that this question is unanswerable. Well, the answer is simple. The Reptilius, in need of chaos and death to survive in dark matter, are stimulating this guy to talk to our president and ask him to do stupid things. You don't know where, idiocy start or finish. You don't know. It's scary to live in such a world. Do you recall James Arthur Ray? Now, this guy was also a Neptunian. He killed a bunch of people that followed him in Sedona. Okay, he was a motivational speaker, a New York bestseller, and he was convicted of felony negligent homicide. Never killed anybody in my conference, in my teaching in Sedona. What is amazing to me is thousands of misinformed, lost people are flocking around those cosmic and conscious religious fanatic, cult leaders, guru, or shaman, and get hurt and even die. Those nefarious entities not only own Jacob's body, mind, and soul, but they all set it all up to launch him into the limelight. There is no accident for him to be out there. Oh, wow, it's 10 minutes fame, or we'll give you 10 years in jail. You understand that? But he's a Neptunian. Neptune was confinement places, church, synagogue, asylum, prison, jail, mental institution, hospital, where drugs ruled the show. That's why he's in jail. He vibrated the wrong way, and he went the wrong way. Now, the sad reality is, now he is in jail for a long time, okay? Where those nefarious entities run the show. They run the show there. And this is where drugs, sex, drama, abuse, lying, gangs, and death rule supreme in prison. But give it a chance. Jacobs Anthony will be able to infect countless more lost souls and propagate the Reptilius agenda. So in other words, if you want to be famous, you got to do something stupid like that. Okay, so maybe I should join the next gun and wear 2 hearts. I don't know how, 4 horns. Make sure that I stand apart. So you guys pay attention to me. Now you're paying attention to a loser, which is in jail, to a drug addict, when you have real beautiful spiritual people that are there to guide you, that are committed, that are dedicated, going nowhere. I'm telling you, the Reptilius are putting these type of people in power. And that includes, I don't want to go there because I don't want a piece of people and talking about President Trump because they think I don't like the president. I told you a million times I'm an astrologist. All I do is do the stars of the president and whomever, everybody, every walks of life. Intelligent people, stupid people, scared people, people who are well above the norms. I mean, name it. That's what I do. I read the stars and I explain from A to Z what happened to the United States the day before President Trump got in power, and everything that happened since then, it's data. All you got to do is to click on his spinning head. And don't judge me because your political beliefs, because your fears, your conspiracy, that's your deal. That's the way you see your reality, because your reality is coming from your eyes, your 5 limited human senses. When mine comes from the cosmic code, mine come from the stars. My assumptions or my reality, my truth, which has been proven countless times in my videos, predicting earthquakes or whatever happened just lately, okay, is coming from the archetypal realm of supracosmic consciousness. So unless you learn this language, you're going to have a problem. It's like me, again, trying to go into China, not speaking a word of Chinese and asking directions. But you delegating with me in my world. Okay, so you're where you are because this is how your stars are set to deal with conspiracy, because of fear of power, fear of the government, or because you are easily manipulated by those who are just talking. There is so many variations that impose your critical thinking. If you're able to discern reality from fiction, if you're able to see what's right from what's wrong, it's all preset in your UCI. And unless you dig into that, unless you become a student of mine, or at least read a book, you ain't gonna get nowhere. And I can dance on my head. You will never, ever get anything from me if our stars are not compatible. That's how it works, because a magnet will attract a piece of wood. All right? All right. So read the newsletter. Click on alien contacting if you don't know what the Reptilius are all about, or the Draconis. Remember, positive, negative, up and down, black and white, the front, the back, God, devil, the yin and yang, 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 sides of the brain. Everything is split. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 month, 6 months, 6 months, 1 year. Everything is split, male, female. You cannot have a God without a devil. You remember that? Okay. So if you want to understand the forces that lead you towards the light, the Draconis, all the Reptilius who live in dark matter and cannot survive without our fears and chaos, that they literally poison the mind of people like Jack Angeli, okay? Click on the video, listen to it, and then give me your feedback. And give me some stars, whatever you feel. Because a lot of people, majority of you have given me 5 stars, and thank you for that. Remember, there is 2 more movies coming. Oh, yes. Dr. Cherry is on his way. All right, now, you have the link to click on those movies where you can give me a little feedback, and I thank you in advance for that. And in the bit on the bottom of that newsletter, I had some of those infected religious fanatics, stupid morons, subhuman, who give me one star. There's only 4 of them. Okay, it's going to increase if more people come to my videos, but I put my feedback to those idiots. I hope they read, but as a rule, morons don't read, they assume, okay? So I'll explain why they give me 1 star. So go and read it, it's at the bottom of the newsletter. So let's go back and talk about this guy, okay? His mother says he gets very sick if he doesn't eat organic food. Literally, he will get physically sick. That is what his mother says, Martha Chansley, on ABC 15 in Arizona. Well, they never interviewed me making that predictions, okay? No, but so it's okay for Jack Angeli, okay, to eat only organic food, yeah, in jail, to maintain his physical health, but promoting and ingesting drugs to reach that nirvanic thing that I hate so much because I lose control and my heart starts beating and I don't know what the hell I am, okay? This Neptunian negative energy. So it's okay for him to eat good food, but stuck himself with a bunch of drugs. Wait a minute here. Indeed, its spirit is completely poisoned and is far from being an angel of grace, healing, guiding, and helping people the way I do. You realize that? Of course you do. But again, unless like all the very satisfied, a long list of my clients to experience my gift face to face, okay? Those who decide to make me, okay? It is for me to know and you to find out what I can do for you. And very important, pay attention. On February 26th, that's my birthday, I'll be 71 years old. I will have to raise my live Zoom consultation price to $700. My 2 movies on Amazon, plus 2 more. These movies reaches millions of people all over the world, okay? And all these people are very smart, they're curious, they're spiritual, and they know my values, and they feel I'm real, okay? They've asked for me. That's why they are watching and learning from me. And with 2 more projects on the way, I've got us trying to stop the endless chain of orders we receive daily, to the point where my poor wife Tirania is sick now because she's exhausted working as hard as she can, trying to organize all of you. And then when she works too hard, okay, we're making tons of money, that's good, but what's the point? Now I have to spend it to get her to the hospital maybe. So I'm kind of asking her to slow down, okay? So be aware. Again, if you want to have a reading and still pay the $350 instead of the $700, okay, do so. You might have to wait weeks, months, I don't know. At that point, I don't know, because the orders are pouring non-stop, okay? And if someone does not show up on the appointment, it happens, okay? Miscommunication, especially with Mercury retrograde coming up very soon at the end of the month, okay? Or for whatever reason, this person cannot show up. You may be bumped up, okay? And you might get a call or an email from my wife. Hopefully she's gonna get better. And then you're gonna meet me earlier. But basically what you should do, if you wanna save the money, just do it now while you can, before my birthday, and then forget about it. Just forget about it, period. I will see you in time if God decides so, because some people, so far, nobody has canceled the orders. Some people have to wait 2 or 3 months. They still sitting there. But it's worth it. You're going to save a lot of money. So there you go. That's your choice. And until you see me face to face, all that I said to you will be me to know and you to find out. But believe me, when you start to talk to Draco, you see that I did not exaggerate anything. All right. Now, sudden enough, the general population out there does not know the difference between a pothead, an infected soul, a Reptilius poison with hallucinogen. They can't make the difference between this guy and me. And knowing a magnet won't attract a piece of wood, and like attract alike, many Neptunian-born lost soul will flock in those people or his dark energy. And they can also, in the process, adhere to the dangerous QAnon cult, exactly like he did. That's what the Reptilius do. They create groups like this. They put people in power that have no business in power. They are lost. They are just robot. They have no idea what's going on. And then you have all these extraterrestrial UFO experts that talk about ETs, absolutely having no idea of the power of the Reptilius or the Draconis affecting your psyche. Watch that video and you'll learn a lot of things, because I've been there physically, emotionally, spiritually, and it's been very dramatic since the age of 6 years old, and handling and dedicating with an entity, and it's not over. It is not over. Jacob Anthony Chansley was previously in the Navy, then in going to the psychedelic drugs, mushrooms, peyote, pot. God knows what this guy did. He's not going to tell you. And he is now self-initiated shaman who set up something called the Star Seed Academy, the Enlightenment and Ascension Mystery School. So he is a big believer in using psychedelic ceremonies for mental health. Jesus, you would have to pay me 500 million to be that stupid and to follow somebody which is using drugs. Okay, his world is already distorted. Okay, his world. You see the opposite of him wanted to eat only pure food to keep his body together, and his head is all fucked up. Excuse my French. Come on. Come on. Use critical thinking. QAnon shaman Jake Angeli first got high at the age of 11. He took a psychedelic cactus and used to go to school dressed as Brad Pitt. Ego. Again, his 10 minutes fame will give him 10 years, if not more. Well, I have been working my butt off since 1991 to build my first astropsychology school, my friend. As mentioned many times in my YouTube videos, the Reptilius put those dangerous, eccentric, deceptive, poisoning character in power. I repeat myself for good reason so you understand. And they helped him to set up his Star Seed Academy. How the hell can Jacob mention anything about the word stars? Okay, when he swims downstream and he knows nothing of the cosmic code jurisdictions, and he has never ever give you a solid prediction like me, like I do in public on my radio, on my TV shows on Coast to Coast, used to be, okay, and also on my YouTube videos. My gosh, he's not cosmic conscious, and he's for sure a drug addict. And these people have the potential to bring a hell of a lot of people around them. And some of them will, die because they walk in the fire, or they sweat to death, or they're being poisoned with Kool-Aid. Neptunians, stay away from the Neptunians. They lie, they cheat, they're religious fanatic, they follow guru, they build temple, they are leaders of cults. Stay away from the Neptunian. They are poisoning your body, your mind, and your soul, and they are all pushed by the Reptilius to do so. Again, humanity is not advanced enough psychically and spiritually to really connect with my work yet, but it's becoming more and more obvious. That's for sure. And it doesn't stop just with, Reverend Jones and all the priests that you have out there, which have a big, huge heart, don't get me wrong, okay? But even Pope Francis is part of this deceptive Reptilius infestation. And if you click on the link, Pope Francis, Astrology, UFO Centuries of Lie, you're going to see tons of signs and dragons and astrological work right there in that newsletter. You know what? I don't have his date of birth. I tried to look for it. I couldn't find it. But I know he's 33, so I was able to look at his dragon. Guess what? Guess what? Do you know in what sign his dragon is? Pisces. Remember the good fish? Dr. Turing, Michelangelo, George Washington, Einstein swimming up in the street, spiritually or scientifically, and then the negative fish. Okay? Osama bin Laden, Joel Austin, and this guy swimming downstream. Pisces. The most difficult assaults can choose to do is to master the Pisces lesson, because you're going to go all the way to the top or go down to hell. There's no yellow again with Pisces. I'm one of those, so I should know. Okay, so then you could see the Pisces, which is the spirit, completely poisoned by the Reptilius, and then his tail of the dragon. The other dragon is in Virgo, detail-oriented, natural healing, plant, herbs, okay, or what he wants to call himself, a shaman, eating only vegetable. I tell you something that you might learn from me, Mr. Angel, okay? Let me tell you something. You're not a cow. You were not born with flat teeth and 3 stomachs to regurgitate on your green, okay, on your salad, on your plants, whatever it is, night and day. And you're not a tiger also, okay? Born with fangs and claws to eat only steak. You're a human being, okay? Which means you need to keep it in balance. Now, both your head and your tail of the dragon are completely unbalanced. One is poisoned with psychedelic, with drugs and pot and all that stuff. And your tail is a perfectionist, anal, critical, health lunatic energy. Maybe you should put your hand on my book, The Power of the Dragon, and digest 600 pages of information. Maybe find out where you on the dragon is all about. We clarified a few things about you. Okay. Now, I took this from the world of Pisces. You can go to drtheory.com and read about your sign on the top, is on the right, or read about Pisces. This is what I took from Pisces. The downfall of Pisces is swimming downstream into the quicksand of Neptune with blind acceptance of religious dogma, i.e., televangelist Joel Osteen, Osama bin Laden, Reverend John David Koresh, and Harold Camping are a good example of Neptune deceiving and famous religious deceiving captain. Pisces, uncontrolled imagination and fear could also lead a Neptunian-born person to fall prey to cult leaders. Pisces is the most addictive sign of the zodiac and can create and suffer his own hypnotic deceptive trance. As a rule, the negative fish ruled by Neptune has a strong attraction to any and all form of dangerous hallucinogen which affect their behavior negatively and lead the soul straight to jail. Now, you do have a full example of what I just wrote with this guy. Neptune was confinement, sure, synagogue, temple, jail, prison, asylum, hospital, oil, chemical, the Middle East, and poison, and all that it touches. If you swim downstream, remember, every planet and every sign is both positive and negative, and you have no clue what's going on with you. That's terrible. You're playing Russian roulette with your health, with your mental and your physical health, not knowing how God designed you and where God wants you to go. He is an exhibitionist, okay? And looking for attention, led him to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, okay? That happened to him on January the 6th, 2021, during my SOS to the world deadly Plutonic window. You can't deny it. Click on it. Again, Jacob Anthony Chansley, karmic opposite dragon, being in the sign of Virgo, clearly enunciate is very different idiosyncrasy, okay? He did not want to eat non-organic food. There goes the tail or the head, because both have the same power. Again, as I said earlier, it's okay for him to maintain his health and poison his spirit. What's wrong with that? You see the unbalance. In my case, never did I or would I ever in a million years endorse the use of legal or illegal drugs to heal the body, the mind, or the soul. In fact, just the opposite. That is, if you read another battle that's taking place with another Neptunian-born lost souls on LinkedIn a couple of days ago. And there are billions of potheads victimized by the Reptilius on planet Earth. Now, if you look at any movies that was made on pot, 5 stars, nothing negative. Because the world is loaded with Neptunian Reptilius infected who'd rather be stoned than face reality, than to work hard and to be practical and be a good service to humanity. Hello? That's the world you're in. You're in hell. Welcome to hell. There is nothing else. There is no hell anywhere else. It's here. Humans are much too stupid to learn, by reading. That's why we have to suffer. That's why we have destructive emotion. That's why we take drugs to forget reality and we end up in jail. All right, so you're going to read what this lady says to me. She took ayahuasca, something like this. It's very, very, very powerful, potent drugs. And she was making videos, and then she had to stop. Of course, she lost her head. And then when I told her that, Shay, my dear, only a Neptunian-born soul would suggest his follower to use legal or illegal drugs to better their mental or physical health, like the bull, like this horny guy. Furthermore, your UCI does not support delegating legal or illegal drugs, making you susceptible to a Reptilius infestation. And they do manipulate the subconscious and will drive you insane. This is what she's suffering, okay? And I told her, I'm a 71-year-old soul doctor who never used drug in his life. Okay. And I will be there if or when you need me. Dr. Cherry, that's my response when she said to me, thank you for your opinions. Mine is ayahuasca. I gotta pronounce it, ayahuasca. Saved my life and I will forever cherish this sacred medicine. Wow. No one can and will get rid of hallucinogen when they are born Neptunian. And that lady on LinkedIn, which you can read and click on the links, okay, is another born Neptunian. I believe well over 99% of the people on planet Earth are Neptunian. They are either using drugs to forget reality, or they sign up to one of the 875 different religions to forget reality on planet Earth, on hell. And who's to blame them? Who's to blame them? All right. So again, after that, you're going to have changing gears, and you're going to have all the feedback that I gave to all these young souls who are telling me all sorts of things about my movie on astrology. Again, remember, you cannot be a moron. You cannot be a stupid. You cannot be a subhuman and learn from me. Okay, if your UCI is not advanced, if you are a young soul, if your mental process or your critical thinking doesn't exist, or is very weak, you're going to give me 1 star. And if you are superhuman, if you're curious, intuitive, and smart, you will know that what I'm saying is coming from my soul, it's coming from my heart, and is dedicated to help you to grow in understanding your relationship with God and His creation, all the way through the use of astrology, of course. So what I'm trying to tell you, I'm not mad at these people, really, because they are like kids, you know, standing in the middle, you know, holding the hand of their mom by the ocean, says, mommy, I don't see fishes, so there is no fishes on the ocean. This is basically what's going on, young souls. But, you know, instead of harassing me, they should try to connect with me and ask their question in an intelligent way. But, you know, some are jealous, some have inferiority complex, some have superiority complex, some think that their astrology is better than mine. I don't know. It's all the human reaction, ego, fear, ignorance, stupidity. So I answer those guys. If you like it, you have the other link where I answer the other guys from my UFO movies. So, you know, but in the majority, my gosh, the majority is just supremely positive. And for that, I thank you so much, my good friend, because I know I do have some real supporters. All right, so let's see. We're going to use the tarot, okay? Yeah, you go again, because I don't want, you know, people are so susceptible. They're so lack of trusting. They don't know the difference between truth and bullshit nowadays. So they think everybody is lying and bullshitting. So not me, not Dr. Cherry. I speak only the undiluted truth. So here's the card that I picked. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If you watch my last video, this is the exact same card that I pick. You see your head, you see the trouble, you see the people falling down because of ignorance, fear, stupidity, feeding the Reptilius. You see the capital, you see all the people in the capital that were that close to be killed by this mob. They don't understand that whatever they do, whatever they say, wherever they go, doing one of my Plutonic window will stay with them for the rest of your life, of their lives. And those guys, I don't think none of them are going to escape justice. They're going to go to jail. And they wish they had known me. And they wish they had read this newsletter. And that to tell you how lucky you really are. Because it is only when the student is ready that the real teacher will appear. Or in my case, a real modern prophet. Yeah. This is the energy. The same card that I took in my last video a few days ago. Stay home. Pass it on to the people who wants to join, because they might get killed. They might be caught. They might get more infected. They might become completely crazy, because that's what the Reptilians do. Yet they are all totally oblivious of what I'm talking about. So when you look at it, I'm glad that even my numbers all over the place are exploding. People coming finally. And I get to teach you what I know to be truth, what I know to be real because of my UFO, predictive legacy that so many people are envious of. Why him? Why Dr. Jerry? Why not me? But maybe if you raise your vibration to my level, you might attract the draconis. Until then, you're completely infected by extraterrestrials and you do not know about it. And that is terrible. I hope if you're an enemy, if you're negative, if you are a subhuman, this work today will help you to raise a little bit and realize that I have to go where you are, down the dirt, down to the Reptilius level, where you're negative, where you're envious, where you're jealous. And from there, do all that I can to raise you. Because when you look at it, all my movies are dedicated exactly for people like you to grow and to learn, so that we can all connect finally with the beautiful promises of the age of Aquarius, the age of love, the age of light, the age where the impossible, the incredible will become a reality, an age where the people will put president in power, not because they have a reality show or because they were born with millions of dollars and never work a day of their life. They put a president in power right to stars. That's where we are, my good friend. So one more time, be part of the solution, okay? Be part of the solution. And remember, read. Knowledge is power, ignorance is evil. Stay away from conspiracy. Anybody who doesn't have any cosmic consciousness has only conspiracy and a wild imagination, okay? It may make sense to you if you vibrate like those people, if you have fear of the government, or you think you're going to be put in a concentration camp. God knows what those conspiracy, evil does to humanity. So this is where we are, my friend. Even my very close friends are looking at me weird now because they cannot exit the hole they're in. And then when President elected Biden become the president, okay, will they get a wake-up call this time? Will they finally realize that they cannot change the will of the people? They cannot change the laws. They have to respect the laws. Will they realize that the tail of the dragon in President Trump's charge is cursing humanity, is cursing the United States, is cursing our friends, our foreigners, is cursing the children who cannot go to school, is cursing the laws, is lawless himself. And he tried to use the law 50 times to turn the election results. He failed because his stars do not endorse and support anything to do with legality. This is why you have this mob completely ignoring the laws. My friend, that's where we are. Okay. We will talk again sometime. Oh, well, I don't know if you heard that, but that's my wife who went to the bathroom. All right, which I mean she's still alive, so that's good news. Okay, I love you guys. Let's be not too dramatic, but just be careful what I say. Be careful that window. Okay, goodbye to all of you. God bless you. Bye-bye.